Hello, my darlings. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Maria. This is a channel about spirituality, consciousness, energy. Please subscribe below for more videos like this one. Today, we're going to be talking about May energies. This is the May energy update. Thank you so much for all the comments and all the love under my April energy video. I have fun with these, so we're going to keep doing them. Alrighty, my darlings. So the good news is the energies of May are going to be not quite as turbulent as the energies of April. So May energetically is going to be easier. It's going to be smoother. The problem with May is it's not going to be all that much easier. So we're still in for a ride. It's still a very charged period. It is a month where the soup of happening is very thick, if you know what I mean. Events, world events, are going to, are going to get intense in certain instances. And so there's going to be that narrative, the global narrative that we have to factor in. And of course, as I'm delivering my monthly update, I have to be real with you and I have to factor in a lot of different facets of reality. I have to think about the human collective. I have to estimate where our planet is energetically, right? What alignments need to happen within Gaia and the body of our planet, as well as the greater cosmos. And that is what goes into making a video like this one. The beginning of May is still going to be quite emotional. Now, we're coming off of an emotional roller coaster of April, and we're getting on an emotional roller coaster of May. Those are not the same roller coasters, you guys. They are fundamentally extremely different. If the month of April was all about the emotional, fiery energies, feisty almost energy. So your emotions were rampant. They were running high. They were claiming their space on the map. It was really, really hard for you to ignore your emotions in the month of April. And also a lot of flare-ups, a lot of anger issues came up, right? It's all fire. A lot of, injustice hit you really hard last month. All of these things that almost you couldn't keep to yourself. And so authenticity and truth speaking, saying things how they are, how they were, was topic number one in April. May is very different. This emotional roller coaster is all about water. This emotional roller coaster is all about diving deep, for better or worse. Because actually, one thing that emotional water brings is the feeling of victimhood, the feeling of helplessness, the feeling of not enoughness. All of those are topics for the beginning of May. And also, if the fiery emotions make you want to fight, the watery deep emotions make you want to lay down and just stay under your blanket, if that makes sense. So that is water. Like when it takes over, you're like, I don't even want to deal, right? So that is a little bit of the beginning of May. We also have a lunar eclipse there. It's not helping with the water energies and water imbalance, you guys. So just know that if at the beginning of May, it feels like, you just don't have the will to carry on and the world has really gotten you down, or if you feel low energy. No, it's just the waters in you, particularly in you, are going through a cleanse. Do you guys remember that in my past two updates, I was mentioning that the inner waters of Gaia were moving, and so our emotions were really, really high. In the month of May, the inner waters of Gaia are subsiding. They're finally getting into an equilibrium. However, we're being faced with our own inner waters, right? That is our own emotional state that we're going to have to manage. And again, be ready for certain periods of low energy and low motivation as well at the beginning of the month. And that is when we start getting into the nicer energies of May, a little bit more towards the middle of the month and, the end of the month. So the inner waters start quieting down and you start seeing light at the end of the tunnel. It's almost like energetically, I feel like the sun is going to come up right around May 12th, actually. There's a lot of hope. And then there's a lot of, it's like a collective sigh of relief. And you're like, okay, we can do this. And that is where some of your revelations are going to start coming through. Whether those revelations are driven by spirit, by introspection, by meditation, by just asking the right questions and journaling, you're going to start getting answers to some of the questions you have been asking. The month of May is inviting you to explore this concept of self-care in more ways than one. You're going to be faced with that challenge of how do you take care of yourself in the month of May? Because we're going to have to redefine things. The energies of the planet are changing. They're changing rapidly. And so what may have worked for you about 6 months ago or 12 months ago or 10 years ago is no longer going to work. In fact, all of us are becoming a little bit more high maintenance. And it is extremely important for us to keep rediscovering ourselves. What are the things that fill our own cups over and over and over again? As the energies of and the vibrations of Gaia are shifting, our work is not done. It's never quite perfect. We can never check that box and move on. So in the month of May, I invite you to ask yourself the question, where have I not been putting myself first? Where have I been all give and no take? What drains my resource? Where have I been betraying myself? Where have I been putting myself last? And then you should ask yourself, and usually I actually would recommend this as a journaling exercise, write down the things that fill your cup. Almost like if you were to rewrite the script of your self-care. If self-care was a movie, ask your physical body as well as your soul, because those are not one and the same, what would fill their cup? Take a piece of paper, divide it into two sides. On the left side, write down things that fill up my cup from the perspective of my body. On the right side, write down things that fill up my cup from the perspective of my soul. And create two lists of things that fill up your cup. And then commit to doing things on the list. Commit to scheduling them in your calendars. Commit to being your own best friend. You have to get yourself first. You have to stand for yourself first, if that makes sense, so that you can give from a cup that is full instead of struggling to give from the cup that is empty, which is quite impossible. So self-care and even little indulgences, that is the theme of the month of May, which is not really all that surprising given that it is Taurus season, and Taurus is all about indulgence and, building a cozy home, which could also actually be one of the things that comes through. Some of you may want to, out of nowhere, to renovate your house or remodel or move things around or get new furniture. Allow this to happen. It is a healing that is happening in the area of your home. If you feel like you need to change things up, allow yourself to do that. It is going to shift your vibration. It is going to shift your future. Making any positive changes in your house, in your home, in your apartment, wherever you live, is going to have a massive, exponential almost impact on the rest of your year. So if your soul is calling you to do that, paint the walls pink or something, just do it, right? That is another form of self-care. Actually, the little indulgences in the home that we live in really fills our cups. So pay attention to what are the things that are filling you up in your home. Hi, little child of love. What are you up to? That was Phoenix. And he just randomly decided to jump and make an appearance, a cameo in this video. So ask yourself, what are the things that are draining you in your house, and what are the things that are really filling your cup up in your home, right? Pay attention to this area of your life. Another thing for May, you're going to have to make changes. Just be prepared that there is going to be an area of your life or an aspect of your life that is going to come really to the forefront in the month of May. And that area of your life is going to be staring you in the face really prettily. And it's going to be like, change me. It's time. You have been putting me off for so long, and you're going to want to make changes. There is that window of opportunity to make real shifts in your life between May 15th and May 25th. There is that wonderful, it's almost like a golden gate. No pun intended, don't quote me on it, but it feels like energetically like a golden gate that you can pass through and reemerge on the other side victorious around massive shifts in your life. It's a very opportune time to give up an addiction. If you think you have been having a problem, with alcohol or cigarettes or whatnot, this may be the window for you to give it up. This may be the window for you to do it easily, because the power of the universe to make, is on your side when you're making that shift. So allow yourself to just do it, right? With alcohol, by the way, the easiest thing you can do is substitute. For instance, I don't know, you like champagne, you can substitute champagne with a fizzy drink, or ideally sparkling water, right? Like with a lime or a lemon in it. So don't try, if you're giving up a habit, don't quit cold turkey, or you should quit cold turkey, but rather you should trick your body almost to have a substitute, right? Always substitute the one thing you want to give up for something else. Otherwise, you're going to create a space and you're going to create an inherent want or need in your body that is not being filled up. Again, you're not going to fill up your own cup, which is precisely the wrong thing to do in the month of May. The month of May is really auspicious for travel. It's really good for, discovering the little parts of the world that make you happy. It's all about discovering your places. And you would be surprised that inadvertently, you may go to a place you've never been before in the month of May, and then it'll become one of your favorite travel destinations. So trips undertaken in May are going to really, really help fill your own cup, but not just on the physical level, on an emotional level, on a mental level, on a spiritual level. Like, travel is exceptionally good, exceptionally resourceful for you in the month of May. May is also really good for making career moves. If you have been feeling like you're stuck in a particular career or line of work that you don't love, May is a really, really good month to align with a career that you're going to really love. I will tell you though, in the month of May, it is going to come through, I don't want to say a sacrifice, but it's not going to seem, like how opportunities are going to present themselves are not going to be quite obvious. I'll give you an example. Say you wanted to work in finance, super random example. And say you're working in marketing, also random example. And then in the month of May, somebody is calling you up and they would be like, hey, I have this internship and it doesn't pay all that well, but it's in finance. And whereas usually, you would look at this opportunity and you'd be like, internship, seriously? I'm too old for internships, or whatever your story may be. In the month of May, life and the universe may give you these opportunities that are disguised and as something else, right? And so in the month of May, you should take the internship, is my point, right? You should know that in the month of May, there is this, again, window of opportunity to make real change. And so the universe is going to align for you to get what you want. If it is, if it is heartfelt, if you're meant to, but it may not give it to you in the way that you thought, in the way that you asked for, or in the way that you think that you want. Just have the foresight and have the level of discernment to know, no, the universe is answering that phone call that I made a while back, asking for this thing, right? Just have faith and have trust. And overall, I think as long as we get through the very beginning of May, the first 10 days or so, I think the going is going to become quite beautiful. And I really love the middle and the end of the month for us. So I'm really, really excited. All right, my darlings, please let me know in the comments below how you feel about this update. If you're extrasensory, please let me know if there are any similarities between what you have seen. And also, let me know if the April energy update also resonated with you and if you've been living it. Alrighty, let me know in the comments how you guys feel. I'm sending you a big virtual hug and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.